Tottenham midfielder Rodrigo Bentancur has been given a 7-game ban and a fine of £100,000 by the FA for using a racial slur about his teammate Heung-min Son while appearing on TV in his home country of Uruguay in June. A warning some viewers may find some parts of this report offensive. Bentancur was asked by the host of Channel 10 to show the shirt of a Spurs player. He replied, "Sonny's. It could be Sonny's cousin too, as they all look the same." Bentancur denied this charge, but the Independent Regulatory Commission found it to be proven and imposed the sanctions following a hearing. The Uruguayan midfielder will now miss 7 domestic games, keeping him out of action until Boxing Day. Bentancur's ban does not include Europa League games though, which means he can play in games against Roma and Rangers while he serves the suspension. While Tottenham captain Son was asked about Bentancur's comments in September, and he told us he loves his teammates. I love Rodrigo a bit. I love him. We had a lot of good memories. We started pay together when he joined, and he apologized straight afterwards. When we had a holiday, I was at home and I didn't even realize that was what's going on, and he just sent me a long text that you could feel that it was coming from his heart, And afterwards, then when he come back to the training ground for the preseason, and he just felt really sorry, and he almost cried when he said apologize in the public, also personal as well. So, but he felt like he was feel really sorry. We all human makes a mistake. We learn from it. But I love Rodrigo a bit, and I love him, and he made a mistake, but I have no problem at all. While speaking after Bentancur was charged by the fact in September, Ange Postecoglou said the Tottenham midfielder had made a mistake, but stressed the importance of education. We all make mistakes, and I've said before that, for me, it's not just about punishment. It's the opportunity to, for people to atone, to learn. Because if we're talking about having a society that's kind of understanding and tolerant of everything, we also must show that, to people who make mistakes, as Rodri has made this in his time. But, we kind of know him very well, a lot better than most, because we spend every day with him and we understand the kind of person he is. And we understand that, even though he's a great guy and a fantastic teammate, he's made a big error this time. He's got to, take the punishment, but also we need to make sure that we give him the opportunity to atone for it and learn from it. And hopefully others learn from it as well. Well, Danny Mills has had his say on the Bentancur's suspension. He believes clubs in particular have a responsibility to educate players to ensure incidents like these are avoided in future. He's made a mistake, but education is a huge part of that. He's owned up, he's apologized for that mistake. He will take his punishment, but I think it's down to clubs as much as anybody else to remind their players that when they go on international duty, when they go back to perhaps their homelands where the dialect is different, there is a different way of speaking. They use a different terminology in different language. I think it's important for them to be reminded that, they are employed by English football clubs, that everything that they say will be picked up, especially in English. And therefore, they have to be very, very aware of what they say. He's made an unfortunate error. He's apologized, which was obviously accepted immediately, which we just heard. I think the only issue that I have around it is whether it's a UEFA ban, an FA ban, who gets involved with what. He was away on international duty. The FA have banned him because it was 2 days before a game. So technically, whose jurisdiction is he under? That's I guess whether he gets banned by FIFA, UEFA, or or the FA. I guess that's the only real debate, but he's got his ban. He'll take it. He'll learn from it, and it serves as a lesson for others, to be very, very careful what they say, and also to educate themselves. Yeah, so here are the games that Bentancur will miss. They include Saturday's trip to Manchester City, as well as games against Chelsea and Liverpool. The Uruguayan midfielder will also miss Tottenham's Carabao Cup quarter-final against Manchester United before his return on Boxing Day, as we mentioned earlier. He will be able to face Roma and Rangers in Europe, though. So Tottenham's first game without him is a trip to Manchester City in the Saturday night football.